Let me ask you something simple but powerful. Have you ever met someone who said just a few words, and yet those words stuck with you for hours, maybe even days? They didn't need to be beautiful. They didn't need to be rich. They spoke in a way that reached something deeper, and suddenly they had your full attention. That's the power of words. In a world obsessed with looks, status, and superficial charm, we often forget this simple truth. The right words spoken at the right moment can open doors that appearance and money never could. Welcome to Filosofia Tranquila, a calm space where, in just 10 minutes, we explore what truly moves people. Human psychology, quiet confidence, and the hidden mechanics of attraction. Today we're diving into something most people overlook, compliments. But not just any compliments, 4 forbidden phrases that don't just flatter. They spark curiosity, desire, and emotional connection. The kind of impact that makes someone stop and think about you long after you've walked away. Why do these work so well? Because they're not about praise. They're about emotion, intrigue, presence. So if you've ever wanted to stand out without trying too hard, to connect with someone in a way that feels natural and unforgettable, stay with me. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what to say to leave a lasting impression, and why how you say it matters even more. Let's begin. Let me tell you something most people never realize. Curiosity is one of the most powerful forces in attraction. You see, most compliments fall flat because they give everything away. You're beautiful. I love your smile. Nice? Sure. Memorable? Not really. They don't leave room for her imagination, and that's where the magic happens. Here's a better way. Try saying, "There's something about you that intrigues me, but I haven't quite figured out what it is yet." That one simple sentence flips the entire script. Instead of handing her a compliment on a silver platter, you're creating a small mystery, a gap her mind instinctively wants to fill. Now she's wondering, what does he see in me? And more importantly, what is it about me that he finds intriguing? This isn't just about being clever, it's psychological. When someone feels they need to earn your attention or decode your thoughts, they invest emotionally. That's when interest turns into intrigue, and intrigue turns into attraction. Even more powerful, you're subtly showing that you're not easily impressed. You're observant, grounded, selective. That alone makes you stand out. So remember, if you want to truly capture her attention, don't flatter her with obvious praise. Say just enough to make her wonder, and let her curiosity do the rest. Because the people we remember most are the ones who made us feel seen, but left us wanting more. Let me share a truth that might surprise you. Attraction doesn't just grow from being liked, it grows from being challenged. We live in a world where most men try to win attention by giving it too easily. They compliment right away. They praise everything she says. They rush to impress. But when everything is handed to someone without effort, it loses value. So here's a compliment that flips that dynamic. "You seem interesting, but I'm not sure if you're really as different as you appear." Now this might sound risky, but that's exactly why it works. You're not putting her down. You're inviting her to show you who she really is. And suddenly, she's not just hearing praise. She's engaged in a subtle challenge. It activates what psychologists call the investment principle. We value what we earn more than what we're given. If she feels she needs to reveal more to gain your full admiration, her interest deepens naturally. And here's what's even more powerful. This kind of compliment sends a quiet message. You're not desperate for approval. You're evaluating, not chasing. That alone sets you apart from 90% of men out there. When you challenge without being confrontational, you create tension, the good kind. The kind that draws someone in and makes them want to prove they're worth your attention. And that is a compliment they'll never forget. Let's be honest, most compliments women hear are copy-paste. You're beautiful. You've got a great smile. They're nice, but they're predictable. And predictable doesn't stand out. If you want to make a real impact, you need to go beyond what's obvious. You need to say something that makes her feel seen in a way others have missed. Here's how you do it. There are a lot of attractive women out there, but very few have your energy. I can't explain it exactly, but it's hard not to notice. This is where real attraction begins. When a compliment makes someone feel unmistakably different, you're not just praising her looks, you're noticing something deeper, something she might not even be fully aware of herself. And that's what makes it powerful. Because when a woman hears something like this, her mind starts asking, what did he see in me? What energy am I giving off? That tiny spark of curiosity is what keeps the conversation and the connection alive. This kind of compliment also carries exclusivity. You're saying she stands out, not because of her appearance, but because of something more subtle and rare. It's a reminder that your attention isn't easily earned, and when you give it, it means something. So if you want your words to land with real emotional weight, stop aiming for the obvious. Start noticing the invisible. Because when you reflect something rare back to someone, they'll never forget how you made them feel. Here's something most people forget. Attraction isn't just about how someone looks or what they say. It's about the emotions they make you imagine. If you can get someone to picture a moment with you, even just for a second, you're no longer just a stranger. You become an experience waiting to happen. So instead of saying something generic like, "You seem fun," try this instead. "You have an adventurous vibe. I get the feeling that being with you would never be boring." Now pause and think about that. You didn't just compliment her, you planted a scene in her mind. In that moment, she's imagining what it might be like to go somewhere with you, to laugh with you, to feel something unexpected and real. You've triggered her imagination, and that's where real attraction lives. This kind of compliment is powerful because it blends confidence with playfulness. You're not trying to win her over, you're inviting her into a potential story, one that feels exciting and effortless. And most importantly, you're doing it without needing validation. You're not asking her to agree, you're simply making an observation, one that hints at possibility, not pressure. In a world where most people talk to impress, be the one who makes her feel. Because if she can feel the adventure with you before it even begins, she'll want to see where the story goes. The compliment that reflects inner strength. There's one more kind of compliment that leaves a deep impression. The one that acknowledges emotional presence. Try saying this: "I admire how grounded you seem. There's a calm in you that's rare." You're not talking about her appearance. You're reflecting something deeper, her inner state. In a world full of noise, people crave stillness. When you see someone's emotional strength and speak to it, you reveal your own depth too. This kind of compliment sets a higher tone. It's not about charm, it's about recognition. You're telling her, "I see more than what's on the surface." That's rare. That's magnetic. So let's bring it all together. Today, we didn't just talk about compliments. We explored the deeper psychology behind what really draws people in. Curiosity, challenge, exclusivity, imagination. Those are the forces that make your words unforgettable. Because the truth is, anyone can say, "You're beautiful," but not everyone can make someone feel seen, feel different, or feel excited about what might come next. And that's what these 4 compliments do. They don't just flatter, they ignite emotion. They invite her into the conversation. They make her wonder. They shift the dynamic from passive admiration to active connection. You don't need to be the best-looking guy in the room. You don't need flashy lines or big gestures. You just need the right words, spoken with intention, confidence, and a sense of presence. Because when you speak with awareness, when you notice the things others overlook, you don't just get attention, you earn respect. And often, you spark something much deeper. So now, I want to hear from you. Which of these 4 compliments resonated with you most? Which one are you excited to try? Drop it in the comments. And if you made it all the way to the end, write Filosofia Tranquila, so I know you're part of this community, this quiet space where we learn, reflect, and grow together. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next episode.